Madam Mayor and councilors, thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for listening. I'm Beverly Rebmann. I live in Ward 6. Mayor Gondek was given a municipal planner, as were some other mayors, at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. The primer declares that Agenda 21 recognizes as unsustainable development, suburban sprawl, dependence on the private automobile, residential development favoring single detached homes. The primer offers a comprehensive blueprint for global actions to affect the transition to sustainable development. These transitions and changes Calgarians do not want and do not want you to implement. Then there is the Green Municipal Fund, $1.65 billion from the Government of Canada to give municipalities the tools to accelerate their transition. There is the declaration of a climate crisis that requires $87 billion budget in Calgary, a $1.65 billion federal Green Municipal Fund. The cost to taxpayers to follow non-governmental agendas is becoming astronomical in Calgary. NGOs such as ICLEI and many others, and they are voluntary, the Partners for Climate Protection, which is also voluntary, they created a scare tactic that is neither based on evidence nor proven to be true. The funds and infrastructure put into the climate change initiative created a narrative enticing municipalities to come on board for the betterment of the city and humanity. But the details reveal the opposite, where it betters them and seriously restricts the lives of others. Did anyone call upon the over 1,800 Canadian environmental and climate experts who agree there is no climate crisis? Did anyone else find any evidence that Calgary was in a climate crisis? Just because these NGOs, our federal government and Calgary, signed on to receive government funding and follow the sustainable development goals, just because these goals and infrastructure were set up around a false narrative, and it does not mean it is right. Some councillors were likely driven by the promise of more funding, more infrastructure, more jobs, all to create a bureaucracy around a sinister agenda by unelected oligarchs who treat our country and our city as a stat on a page. Do we listen to a few people who create the next crisis narrative and ignore our own people? Our people are accountable. The NGOs are not. The NGOs are not liable for your actions, but you are personally responsible and liable for your actions. Do you work for us, the people? Did you have an oath of allegiance to us, the citizens of Calgary? I hope so. If not, I believe that's treason. The NGOs have more to gain by getting us to believe in and follow their agenda. We have much to gain by making decisions on a local basis that fit our geographical, environmental, and taxpayer-approved necessities. The future of our city and the future of our children weigh heavily on the decisions made now. The decision must be made to remove the UN and other globalist organizations such as ICLEI, PCPP, FCM, Net Zero, and hundreds of others. Remove them from our agenda, our budget, our city. Let us decide our plans and our future. We can foster a harmonious relationship between the council and the people, where we celebrate working together for the best interest of all, rather than the dictates of those who have no business being in the business of Calgary. I ask you councillors to stand with me and stop these NGOs from taking over our city. Remove ourselves and our funding from these unelected organizations. They are voluntary. Get out of them. Thank you.